Hey guys, what's up? It's Matt, and I just want to make a quick short video today about some news. I know it's been a long time since I made a video, since this news was just released, I kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit and kind of see what your guys' thoughts were on it. Apologize for the audio quality again. I am using my iPhone. Until I get a better camera set up, I got to make do with what I got. So let's get started. So the news that I wanted to talk about today is that we recently heard about the 2018 Ford Ranger Raptor. Now, as you guys probably saw the video, at least everyone in the truck community just about has seen the video that looks like it was recorded in Australia. If not, it was recorded in Australia, and it was total promotion video, but it was a Ranger that was completely camoed up, and I mean, you could basically see that it had some BFG tires on it. It looked like the stock 2017 Raptor rims on it, and I mean, it was obviously advertised as Ford, being the fact that it was a Ford promotion. It was absolutely ripping through the Outback, and that kind of gets everyone else really excited because, I mean, just about everyone knows that the Ranger is coming back to America finally. So just that way it can there can be some true competitors and back in the small truck lineup again, at least competing against the ZR2. And ever since Chevy released the ZR2, I was curious if/when Ford is going to make a competitor, because I mean, they already dominate with the Raptor. They're two different truck classes, and so if Ford actually does come through and brings this truck to America, once we get more information about it, if this truck comes to America, then it would be a huge hit. But some of the real questions are, at least speculations that I'm thinking of, are what kind of power is it making, what's powering it, and when will we see it? I mean, that's just about what everyone else wants to know as well. I mean, I'm curious personally as to what the front end is going to look like. With it being the Raptor, having that Raptor moniker, it's got to have the big Ford letters going through the grill. I mean, if it's going to be a Raptor, it's got to have it. Personal opinion. But what is going to be powering it? Now, if they do only keep it in Australia, which I don't believe is going to happen, then a lot of people in Australia, or at least on other parts of the world, their Rangers are powered by diesels. I was recently in Ireland, and the only trucks that I saw, if they weren't little like Toyota trucks, little tiny foreign Toyota trucks, then they were Rangers, and they were diesel. Now, I don't know very much about those little diesel power plants that are in those trucks, but if they were to bring it to America, I would hope and assume that they would make it not a diesel, if not make it a diesel option. I know Ford is bringing a small diesel engine to the Ford lineup, to the F-150 lineup at least, in the next year. So, but if they were to put an EcoBoost engine in it, I'm curious as to what engine it would be. I don't think they'd put, holy cow, this lighting. I'm really curious as to what engine they would put in it if they were to put in an EcoBoost. I wouldn't think that they would do the 3.5. The 3.5 being the high output 3.5 that they put in the Raptor. I mean, that's also the same one in the Ford GT, as everyone knows. And I mean, it wouldn't be very Ford-like for them to put, obviously, the same engine dumbed down a little bit. It would be really interesting to see what they could do with it. Now, if they were to put the 2.7 like I have in my truck, but make it a high output version, then that'd be something that I'd want to dive into. I mean, who knows, maybe in X amount of time, if/when they bring it here, then that might be something the EcoBoost might have to, I think that'd be pretty sweet. But a high output 2.7, probably maybe around 350 horsepower, 425 pounds of torque, that'd be a little rocket. I mean, these EcoBoost engines are, I mean, awesome. They're not race cars by any means. They're not race trucks. They are not fast, but they're faster than a truck should be. So, I mean, if you were to put all that in a lighter duty truck, but wrapped with Raptor capabilities, that'd be one pretty awesome truck. But Ford could also explore another route and take an even smaller. Now this would turn the truck industry, flip-flop it a little bit. If they were to put maybe the 2.3 liter EcoBoost 4-cylinder that's in the Mustang, that would be really interesting. I don't think I would be a fan of it personally, but then again, I said the same thing about my 2.7 V6 EcoBoost. So, and that grew on me, and everyone knows around me that I love these EcoBoost engines, and I love my engine. It's the perfect amount of power, but I'm not sacrificing my miles per gallon, especially being, again, a college student. Like I mentioned in my previous video, I'm still a college student. I've still got a few more years to go. I do a lot of highway driving, and those EcoBoost engines are great for it. Now, back in terms of the Ranger Raptor, you guys probably saw in the video, like I mentioned, how it had the BFGs. I do think they'd go with a smaller tire size, just because, I mean, again, what we saw in that video, or what everyone saw in that video, that's probably not the final look of what the truck's going to look like, obviously, in terms of the fender, in terms of how wide the fenders are, the tire sizes. I would expect a smaller tire size, maybe like a 285. That's what I have in my truck, and mine's just the F-150 versus the Raptor. I believe it's the 305 side, the 305 width BF Goodrich KO2s, like most of you guys already know. So different rims would obviously be interesting, but obviously we don't have to get into that now. Once we see more spy shots or hear more about that truck, which I'm sure Ford will release. If not in the coming months, then we will hear about it probably at the Detroit Auto Show in January of 2018. That seems to be when Ford likes to do a lot of releases, in terms of that's when they released information about the Raptor. The 2017 Raptor was at one of the January Detroit Auto Shows. The same with the Ford GT as well. So that's probably a good time to expect to hear about it again, in terms of actually maybe seeing a final actual body style of it. And then they say 2018, so I mean, could we see a 2018 Ford Ranger Raptor? I mean, that would be pretty sweet. You would expect that probably in like the fall time. So with all those different options that they could, all those different situations they could have the truck set up in, maybe I don't know. Ideally, I'd prefer it to look like they have it, and then just make it a 2.7, a high output 2.7 EcoBoost, maybe some 285 BF Goodrich KO2s, and I would assume that Ford would put in the same Fox shocks that they have in the 2017 Raptor, just because, I mean, you got a good thing going, so you'd kind of expect the same thing. But also, again, I just want to make a short little video today about that Ranger Raptor, the spy shots that we saw, and I want to know what your guys' thoughts are on it. And let's hope we can see some more soon. A little bit of a channel update. I've been very busy these last few months between moving back into college. I was in Colorado for 2.5 weeks. I just got back from Ireland. I was there for a week. If you guys follow me on Instagram, then I'll put it right here. And keep updated on all the stuff I'm doing there. I try to update as much as I can. I try to post pictures as much as possible. Me doing a news video like this is kind of a first for me. So, but in the meantime, if you guys did like the video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. And hopefully I can have some stuff coming soon. I plan to do weekly updates, or at least some weekly videos. I've got some stuff in the works in terms of truck parts and some other stuff going around. So like I said, if you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to do all those things I mentioned. Take care and have a good day.